It's streaming now. Okay, let me sit down because I am tired. So I have noisy neighbors. I don't even know what you want to call them. I have noisy neighbors. I have smoking neighbors. I have just everything. It's just like so many things like I could be complaining about, but I'm choosing not to. But it's just so crazy. Like they smoke a lot. Like I'm complaining now by even talking about it. So probably I should just be quiet because it's not working out for me. If I keep complaining about it, so I just won't talk about it. And to those looking out to make wigs or whatever, they're not really easy to make, if you get what I'm saying. They're really not easy to make. So it takes, it's just sewing, but it takes a lot of, like, you gotta have that, what is it? You gotta have the image in your head of what it is that you're creating, because you gotta think of a head, because a canvas head is they call it a mannequin head, but technically it's not really shaped like a head, because come on, nobody's head is shaped like a canvas head. No matter how you try to put it, it's just not. So it's like I have to think of what corners to turn at, where should I over exaggerate this, and you know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at now. It's like, that's why I think it takes me longer to do the front part, because it's like you want the front part to be full, but then I have to remember the person I'm doing it for, she has she has edges. So I'm gonna leave out some of the front. Like I'm gonna leave out some of her front. At least I hope she wants to. But it's easier to do somebody's, never mind, because I don't want to offend anybody by saying certain things. But anyway, this is almost done. I'm really just doing the finishing touches to it. This is some pretty hair. Just look at it. This is pretty hair. For it to be a synthetic blend, hair blend, this is nice. In my opinion, this is nice. I wouldn't say brush it. I'd say probably comb it with a wide tooth, like a really, really wide tooth comb. But we'll see, because I don't really want to do none of that either. And once again, be careful with the T-pins, because now what I'm doing is I got the T-pin stuck. Damn it. Probably I should do it, but then I gotta get up, right? But this is, excuse me if you hear my background. This is the front of the head. And this is, I can't wait to see what the lace partial piece looks like. And this is curly, so I mean it's not supposed to be flat. That's curly wigs are very forgiving. You can mess up with a curly wig. With a straight wig, you can't really mess up, because then you put in bumps and grooves and stuff in there. So it's not very forgiving. And I think I just messed up with this thread. Damn it. Oh, it fixed itself. But all I'm doing is just trying to finish this so I could show you guys what I do next or whatever, so you guys can know what it is. like how ways did you go make this more you guys, it's like so much pins in this corner. I'm having so much. Probably I just need to do it like this. The only thing that sucks, because this here is a synthetic blend, you have to be more mindful of that. Like when it comes to getting it wet and stuff like that, you have to be mindful. This is just a little clip that I have. I'm just holding this side because I'm pretty much done. I just have like 2 more tracks I want to put in the side to make it full, and then I'll show you how I put foundation on the top. Because I know who this is going to, I'm gonna put some foundation on there, not a lot, and I'm gonna show you how I put the foundation on there. Just to see, show you how it works out. And remember I said the whole thing about the more than one thread? I started this video on just my Facebook Live, but then I went on my YouTube Live. So I have both of them on right now. But I normally don't. I really don't, you guys. Like, I don't like to cut my wefts because when you cut your wefts, you open the door for it to shed more. But honestly, like, it's going to shed. Like, it's fake hair. It's not yours. It's not on your scalp. So it's going to shed. So, I mean, if you have it like that mentality set, then it probably will work. But isn't this coming out pretty, you guys? Look. It's coming out pretty. She's pretty. I'll give her a name. I forgot the girl's name because that's what I would have called it. But I think I got like 1 more track to do or so. I mean, I have spots in the middle because I wasn't sure if this was going to be enough here. But it technically is, because look at all this hair that I got left. I got about this much here. And that's a lot to not be connected. But you guys, I smell outside. Have you ever been in the house and you have your window opened or your window cracked and you could smell the air from outside? I smell it. I don't like the smell of outside. If you go like the smell of outside coming inside, I don't like it. And then what I do is I should really get my scissors, but I'm still using my nail cutter because I don't feel like getting up and going to look for it. And I have on my thread over here. So all I'm doing is putting my thread. I might fix this corner, but I'm going to put the little piece of thread, right? The little track right there to close it up. Because it's like boom all over the place. It's like boom, boom. Probably I should show you guys what I'm doing. That would probably work, right? So this is the front of the unit. And this is the gap. This area, I want to close it. Because don't nobody want to see all of that. Okay? So what I do is I take this and I take a track and I take a T-pin or a I have another pin. I don't know what you really call it. But I pin it to the front. It's easier for me that way. There's a lot of people who just start sewing in. Now, if it's a real person's head, of course, you're not going to be able to just pin it in there. But you could try to use duck clips. You know, a lot of people use these for dreads. So if you have duck clips or whatever, then you could use those. It works well, especially when you're doing somebody's hair, not a mannequin head. Mannequin head, you know, you use pins and stuff and pop it in the head or whatever, and it'll hold it. But I do this. And then you see I covered that piece right there. So it's no longer that gap right there. Now it's nice and covered. And then I take a new piece of thread and I stitch it in. Now I really don't, it doesn't bother me if I have like a little piece of hair in the front that I need to cut. I just be very careful. Like, you know, when you put your weave on the edge and you have to cut it or whatever, and you're scared that you cut the thread. I'm just very mindful when I do it. That's all. That's all I can tell you. You have to be mindful when you do these things. I'm not going to say don't do it, because for some situations you have to do it. Like, I like to do it that way and then cut it so that everything could be even. So then I just stitch this like this. I wish my hand could move like in fast forward so I could get this part done or whatever. But oh, and when I get to the top, another thing that I do is I don't do it so much in the back just because I'll be in a rush to get to the front. But I make a knot from each, like I loop it. You see this loop right here? I take the thread and I pull it through. So it's like it's making a knot at the same time. So it makes it almost impossible for that piece of stitching to come loose. If you have all of them in knots like that, then it'll work out better. I don't do it for the back because it just takes too long to do that. So I don't do it like that. I just do the front. Shit. What? There'll be a test? Yeah, there will be a test. I ask questions after, right? I hope everybody's having a great day. And if you're out there, I live in Jersey, so if you're out there, be careful in this weather. Or Pennsylvania, I want to say, because I heard that they're getting some too. I just hope my son don't have a delay tomorrow because of this. Because honestly, it's not even snowing no more. So they should be able to, what do you call it? They should be able to clean up the streets before. But you know how they try to do the whole it's cold outside thing. So, you know, they may be doing that. Normally, I would say this wig is done, but for me, it's not done because there's still a gap right there. Even if like it'll cover it, for me, I don't like it that way. I like for all the tracks to be covered, and the top pieces is one of the most what do you call it? Is the most visible the most visible ones. So you normally try to make sure that the top isn't showing anything. And I'm doing this based on my client's head. I'm doing this based on her head. That's why it's better to have like, and don't do what I just did because I just cut the thread out of the thing. But remember when I said that I tie in knots? That's the reason that I tie in knots, because if I happen to cut this thread out by mistake, I could go back and do it. It'll be easier and I'll feel better and more at ease because I already have it in a knot after each stitch. So that's basically what I'm doing because I cut it off by mistake. And I'll just stitch it over a little bit more just to be sure. Hello. Hey, God Mommy. And then I cut it with the nail cutter, of course. It's always with the nail cutter. And I do another one right here just to make it nice and flat and neat. Let me see. Okay, this should be the last one right here. If you're making a unit for yourself, my advice to you is try to do the whole thing and then try to have hair in at the end, like have extra hair, because there's always gonna be, try to do the middle, do the back piece a little bit more gapped than the top piece, if you get what I'm saying. Because not saying that, like with the back, you want it because of the length, but it's like if you put too much in the back, it's gonna be too bulky in the bottom, and then it's gonna be too bulky in the bottom, and then it's gonna look retarded. So just don't do it, okay? Don't do it. I'm telling you what it's gonna do. It's gonna look crazy when you put a lot of hair in the back. So I think my next video, I'll do like a frontal, which is more tedious to do, but we'll do a frontal. And once again, be careful with the thread. Sorry if my head is all in the camera. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't and once again, this is this is a mixed, where is it? It's human and premium blend here. So in my opinion, that's synthetic and a little bit of human hair. I think it's more synthetic hair than human hair, but it works out okay. I mean, once you learn how to take care of hair, like, it's gonna take care of you. So you got to take care of the hair. Like, I made me a synthetic hair piece last me, like, it's still here, and I bought it like 6 years ago, and I still have it. It's a ponytail, but I know how to revive it, and I know how to freak it. So, you know, and it's kind of it's like African American hair, so it kind of mimics it well. So. Now, don't do the top to the point like it's so bulky that you can see the where the track starts and where it ends. But make it, I mean, I don't even know how to tell you not to do it so bulky. I mean, you can feel it. You can feel it. You really can if it's too bulky. If it's way too bulky, you're gonna have a very lumpy. Oh, okay. And I cut it with my nail cutter, as you can see, because look, I still got all this hair left. I can't show you to see. I got a good amount of hair left, like, but this is that synthetic blend here, so it's a couple things I'm gonna have to do to this to make it, to work it. That's why I have to have the girl come here and I do it for her. And then since this is the last, I just want to make sure that it is stitched in. That part is stitched in nice and flat. Like, nothing worse than you knowing that you have on a wig, but somebody touch you and you can feel all the lumps and bumps, and it's not cute, people. And for safety reasons, we always take our needle and we put it in here. Or we put it in the mannequin head, okay? Okay. And then I take this clip out. take the pins out. I have a few pins in the front. This is a little crooked because I've been messing with it for a couple of days. But you kind of do it with your hand. Yes. Then you kind of thing it with your hands. And then let me show you guys. You guys see how there's a part right here? There's a little part. So in other words, you could put the part on this side. It depends on how you turn the unit or whatever. But for me, I take, hold on. Okay, well, I can't exactly find what I'm looking for, but I use what is this? Whatever cover up or whatever you have. This is CoverGirl in the color 879. This is done. This is literally done. So I take it and I just rub like a eye pencil thing. Eyeshadow kind of. I use these to I used to use this to fill my lash, like contour my stencil my eyebrows, and then I just put this on the part because then it looks more like a scalp. You see what I'm saying? Right here, it looks more like a scalp when you do that. And that comes with you playing with it too. And this is a stocking cap, like a wig cap or whatever. You put that on your head after you braid your head down or you slick your head down. You put it on your head. Let me see if I can show you guys. Because, I mean, I know this is not... I'd rather put it on a head versus the mannequin head. But I have a whole bunch of... I have a whole bunch of T-pins on this. Because... Let me see. I'm just feeling for the pins. This hair is full, guys. And something else I do is, because this is not human hair, I don't really put any products in it. But what I do recommend is that first time, well, for me, if you're making one though, you try to either run some light oil in your hands. And I'll show you what I do towards the end. I don't put a lot, and I don't do it every day because that kind of kills the whole unit. I have another wig making 101. I'm having a malfunction. Okay, there's a pin right here. And where else do I have a pin? Okay, you guys see? This is the mannequin head. This is the hair. And I have to put something on it. This is 20 inches. I don't know if you can see the whole thing, but this is 20 inches long. Now this is a full unit, so you could wear it however you feel is best. Now, because this is a part unit, you could wear it like, I could take it and put it like this and have some hair out in the front, but for the whole sake of this video, I'm going to put it more towards the middle. So this is the unit that I just made. And then what I do is, you guys seen what I did. Don't forget with this, you put the foundation just a little bit. You kind of dab it on there to make it a little lighter. Some people even go as far as putting this on. Like, I'll show you. Hold on. This is what I do when I put on my wig. I put this on my head, right? And then I take this, because my scalp is not this color. I take this and I put it all over with a bigger brush. This is just the outline of what I'm doing. And then I what do you call it? I take this and I I put it right here, and it gives the illusion that it's your scalp, if you get what I'm saying. But because I colored it some, it kind of looks a little off. But and then I'll show you the last thing that I do, and then I'm done. And now I could give the girl the hair. And then what I do is I take shea butter. Not a lot, guys. Like, this is just what I do. Like, everybody does what they want to do. But and I know who I'm working with. I know the client, so she won't mind if I do this. I take it and I just lightly run my hands on it. Just a light run. Just light, really light. Because I don't, and this damn mannequin head keep moving. But I lightly put it on there just to make it less dull, I guess, if you want to say, like less dull. So I'm gonna pin this back on here because and then this could be a cute unit when you put it on with some of the hair out. I'm trying not to comb this so much. And I would recommend using a white tooth comb, probably even wider than this, the widest comb that you have, just to, what do you call it, the hair. You don't want to put a whole bunch of stuff on there because it'll make it heavy, heavy on the hair, and because it's like a synthetic blend, you don't really want to make it too full. Because by me running my fingers through it, just even now, it's causing it to poof up. So this is definitely for somebody who likes big hair. And then once the person puts it on, oh snap, girl, it's dropping everything. Once the person puts it on, then you could customize it. Meaning when you put it on, you could cut layers in the front or whatever. But this is what she looks like, and I think she looks beautiful. So, and then I'll turn her around a little bit. And these are her curls. She is very long. She is 20 inches long. Let me see if I can back up a little bit more. But, see? She is 20 inches long or whatever. Let me see. Maybe I should put my curtain thing. See? I'm trying to get it to blend to be more on the curtain so you could see the length. But you get what I'm saying. And this is the front. So I will be back to make more videos. I'm just going to clip the ends a little bit more. And yeah, that's that. Looks pretty. Okay, we're done. Thank you guys for watching. How do I turn this off?